And we're back with more exciting adventures of the Incredible Hokes. I am Chris.
I am Mark.
Today, we're going to stay on Star Wars, but we're going to go over to something that's seems to be more universally loved and maybe not as quite a controversial subject, because it seems like this one's been pretty much universally admired, and that would be
The Mandalorian.
Yes.
On Disney Plus. Stream it now. Stream it often.
Which I think we have to cover this as part of it. I think you have to talk about streaming. In order to talk about Mandalorian, we have to talk about streaming. And so you were late. You were late to the streaming thing, but that's kind of like your thing. You're always kind of that guy that's like skeptical, and then later on you'll go to it.
Yeah, I'm Randy Quaid in the Major League, and then everyone's cheering. He comes in at the end. And,
right.
I forgive
You've
you
always
now.
been that way. It's not. And here's the thing. It's not that you're cheap. It's not that you're like uninformed about it. You just have always been that guy that's like, oh, we'll see. Let's see if that pans out. That's just who you are. You've always been that way. And
on like these trends, Yeah,
you're always like a wait and see. We'll see if it proves itself. We'll take a look at it. You're that guy. You're just cautious, I guess.
Yeah.
But now you have Amazon Prime.
Yes.
I think you love it because you talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
And you actually use the hell out of it, from what you tell me.
Yeah.
You watch a lot of content on it.
Oh yeah, I've binged a lot of series in the last 12 months.
Okay,
yeah.
So now that you have Prime, and now you went and got yourself Disney Plus, what are your thoughts on Disney Plus now that you've kind of gotten to the streaming thing? As in general, what are your thoughts on streaming? How does it measure up to Prime?
Well, I've watched. It's been out for 5 weeks?
Just before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, for sure. And I have watched actually more Disney Plus in the last 6 weeks than I have Prime. That's
check and see if we got out of focus. It's fine. I think we're fine. I'm sorry. Sorry for that little distraction. New camera.
I actually watched Disney Plus more than Prime over the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Of course, I binged the Clone Wars, the series.
All of it?
All of it.
How many seasons is it?
6.
All right.
And then I even watched
20 episodes or?
Oh, for each season, 22.
Wow. Okay.
But they're only like 22-minute episodes.
It's on my list to binge. I have not done.
So, but I will say, not to get too off the whatever, that series. Now that I've had over 10 years to get over the whole kitty thing, and I'm in more accepting mood, it struck me as like just totally different. It's like I didn't remember it being this good.
Okay.
I was really impressed. Good. Even the pilot movie, which is still disappointing, was better than I remember, but it's still not you're. I recommend people do what I did. I just ignored that pilot movie and literally started episode 1 of the series. Just went right into it. Because episode 1 is a Yoda adventure, and it's really cool. So that really, it's like you're better just do that, and then watch the pilot after you're done. That's what I did.
Yeah.
But just streaming in general, I've watched a ton of stuff. I've gotten to where I don't want to deal with commercials. I hate them.
Okay.
I did watch some small ads to watch on IMDb channel, which has some cool stuff.
It's great.
If you watch it and monitor it, it will have some cool stuff.
You have Fire TV? What do you use? Roku, Fire TV? What?
Well, IMDb, I was able to get through Prime, actually, Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And but with my Roku I have now, you can pull it up there too. But anyway, Warehouse 13 was a series I watched through IMDb, and of course it had a few ads and whatnot. But other than that, everything else I've watched has been no ads, and I'm just rocking right on through it. Tons of shows.
Okay.
So it's been all good. It's totally a different culture change.
Yeah.
From where it was. Because before I just kept hearing the horror stories. Oh, it locks up all the time and all that, and it times out on you.
If you have really bad
and
internet, maybe. But you don't.
And I don't, yeah. And I never have issues. So anyway, all those things I think were scare tactics. I was reading the wrong websites.
Yeah.
I think they were so wanting people to stay with physical products. Like, well, guys, I was going to do that anyway. If I like a movie, I really, really like it, I will go ahead and buy it.
Yeah,
I'm one of the few people that will do that. So.
Yeah, I only buy a movie now on Blu-ray if I really genuinely loved it, like Above and Beyond, or if it's a part of a larger series that I hold on to. Like Star Wars. With Star Wars, I buy the Blu-ray. I even have The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Which I'm so tired of talking about now. But anyway, I even own The Last Jedi and the Blu-ray and everything else.
Yeah.
I own the larger set. But like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I went and bought one because I have most of the Tarantino movies.
Yeah.
But that was my favorite movie of the year so far. So so I genuinely wanted to get it. And like Apocalypse Now came out with a big new set, and I bought it like a few months ago.
And that's a new thing that I've been doing too. Also, but since this post-streaming era, is me buying digital movies. I never used to do that before, but now I buy them through these digital copies. It's on my Amazon account, and you just go in and whenever you want to watch it, it's right there.
And you can watch it on your phone or
and you
whatever.
can watch it anywhere. So I've started to do that too. Movies that I like, but don't necessarily want to clutter up my space. So I'll go that route.
Well, I have so many services because we pay for all of them almost.
Yeah.
And by the way, Apple is the worst one. Apple sucks so far. I gave it a chance and I was like, it's not very good. They got a lot of work to do. They embraced They embraced the wrong things, man. They need to go back to the drawing board and talk to some different filmmakers. They went the whole Oprah route. And no.
Yeah.
It's too. Anyway, I don't know. We want to talk about Mandalorian. We'll say that for another show about Apple TV. But anyway, like when it comes to physical media, video games, I'm still more of a physical media guy.
Yeah.
One, because it's still cheaper. Because like if you go like Red Dead Redemption 2, for instance, I went to go get that recently as a gift item, and which I probably should have said that because it's a fucking gift item. So if this person watches it now, they know. But anyway, maybe they won't watch this. We might release this one after.
Spoiler alert.
After
Spoiler
Christmas.
alert.
Anyway, but still saying the disc was like literally less than half the price of the digital copy. I was like, well, that's a no-brainer right there. We're buying the disc, you know. So anyway, but for the most part, I'm good with streaming. The menus change enough that I don't really buy movies digitally because they rotate out. It's fine. I'm always content. I'm not. I don't need to see. I don't know what's a movie that uses example. I love Whiplash. The movie Whiplash.
Yeah.
But I don't need instant access to it at all times.
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll catch on Netflix, and if it goes away and then comes back like a year later or whatever, that's okay.
Right.
You know? I don't need to, at all times, I need access to Whiplash. I don't need that.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, particularly movies that I think are like.
This has become a totally streaming show, by the way. We might as well just go ahead and just keep it streaming.
We'll keep it streaming. I would just say that there's some stuff that I'm really big on having my top 100.
Yeah, I know. That's a thing
That's
for
a
you.
big thing for me. So as it changes, if movies get bumped off, I'll, of course, add them to the list. And, of course, get them on Blu-ray or 4K, depending on availability. So I still do that very much. And I'm watching the 4K releases come out. So if it's something I have and I can upgrade, I will.
Yeah, I have a Xbox, whatever Xbox One version that does 4K. I've got in the living room, so I can watch 4K discs in the living room. I haven't really done it much, but I can do it. I only have like 2, I think, discs that are 4K. I've got Apocalypse Now and Once Upon a Time are the only discs I even have. I think that are 4K. I think.
I have at least a dozen. At least a dozen.
Okay.
So.
I don't know. I've been pretty content with the way it is. But so now, since we're keeping the streaming, we'll talk about Apple TV.
Yes, go ahead.
So, have you tried it?
No, I mean I heard about it.
It's cheap, so it's got that going for you. It's cheap. They came out with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon show.
Oh, morning show.
Dude, they might as well just go ahead and just be an open agenda talk because it's all about an agenda. I mean, and they're playing reporters, and they try and pass off Reese Witherspoon as being a conservative, and like, man, I don't know. I think you're conservative in name only because I don't hear you saying a lot of shit. Because she's like obsessed with the environment and stuff. I'm like, you ain't coming off as no conservative I could
Yeah.
ever talk to. And anyway, she she literally at one point talks about how the pioneer woman, you know,
Yeah, Rhea Drummond or whatever her name
yeah, I
is.
have no idea her name. The redheaded lady that cooks and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
As far as I'm aware, she seems like a nice lady. She just does a cooking show. Like nothing offensive. Just,
Yeah.
Just a lady that does a cooking show.
Sure.
Well, she was like it propagates some anti-feminist stereotype, and I'm like, oh my god. And then there's a scene, and the whole show is about sexual harassment. And Steve Carell, I didn't watch all the seasons, so this might have changed. But I watched the first release of them, like 3 episodes, and like he supposedly had consensual sex with a lady. It was completely consensual, but it came out, and he got ousted in the Me Too movement, right? But he claims it was all consensual and everything was cool, and he never raped or hurt anybody or did anything inappropriate. Blah blah blah. And then there's this episode. There's a scene comes out of nowhere. There's no setup to the scene or anything.
Okay.
He's having a like drinks with Martin Short, and he's like this director who got in trouble in the Me Too movement, and he's a predator. He's an out sexual predator, and he's talking to Steve Carell like they relate, and Steve Carell's like, "No, you're a predator, dude. Get the fuck out of here." And Martin Short's like, "Oh, well," and it's so forced. They make these overtly pointed social messages, and then I went to go watch C, which is the action episode series with Aquaman.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah. And the first introduction of the villain, which is a woman, it's the bad robot from Blade Runner 2049. She's the evil queen or whatever. The opening scene is she goes, "I must pray," and she goes into this trance light and she masturbates, and that's how she prays. Because it's all like post-apocalyptic, and they have no connection to like our world, so it's all like heathen mythos and thing, and like. This is how you introduce your villain? Is she masturbates? And you know, it's just like, who the fuck consulted these fucking shows they're making?
Right.
I've got it. I still got access to it, mostly because I just haven't canceled the subscription. And I think Trish was going to watch one of them, but I'm like, y'all need some better content because I don't know who the fuck. This is not aimed at middle America, that's for fucking sure. I don't know who the fuck this is aimed at, but it ain't like it's from like, you know, Arizona to like Carolina. Those people it's not aimed for them, that's for fucking sure.
Yeah. And we've all seen movies or even TV shows. There was an SNL skit that came out a few weeks ago, and it was like supposed to be showing different people at their different tables for Thanksgiving, and you know, here's the liberal family, and here's also the conservative family. And the thing the conservatives would say, and you watch this, and you're like you can tell it's written by a liberal because that's what you think they would say.
Right.
That's what you think they would talk about, and that's how you think they would say it. And so just in that written that way, as it's just like you can see the bias up front. So it's always a little bit awkward to see those kind of things when those things are done. Yeah, it doesn't have the authenticity. So if you're looking for just stories, is what I'm talking about. You're looking for something that's authentic.
I just want good plots.
I want good stories, but if something doesn't ring true, I'm out. So that's all. That's the only point I want to make on that.
Yeah, the one beauty of streaming is you know the old 10-minute rule or whatever. You know, I think everybody's different. You know, usually I give a movie about 10 minutes, and then usually for a series I give them 1 episode, and typically, and if you're not good after the first episode or 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, I'm out of here because typically it's not going to get any better. And
well, I can't remember if it was between us. I remember we've kind of devised this kind of 10-minute rule with movies, and I just after so many years of watching movies,
I know it's going to do.
I know a movie. Most films, after about 10 to 15 minutes, if they haven't grabbed you by then, almost 99.9, it will not grab you the rest of the 90 minutes. You just turn it off.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's streaming. That's just the world of streaming. Some good, some bad.
Well, I had a coworker that actually liked C, so
I only watched the first episode.
it's appealing to some people, but I heard nothing but bad stuff on the internet about Morning Show. The press it was getting was not good.
It's like it's like it's the and I've referred if anybody who's watched I've referred to it a million times. It's my favorite Kurosawa thing. If I wanted this movie to have only one point, I'd just hold up a sign and say it.
Yeah.
And it's just like clunk. Here's the message. Clunk.
Yeah.
Like these are professionals. Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon have made some quality stuff, man. You didn't read this script, and at some point in the project, go, this might be a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
No one had this thought. Were y'all just slaves to the script, or did nobody have no input, or? Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, they can have some say in a production.
Sure. Yeah.
Steve Carell could have some say in a production. I mean, nobody at one point goes, Jesus Christ, just scream the message. It's like the movie Crash. That movie sucks so bad. It's like, no one thought at some point, like, damn, this is like too overt. No one?
Yeah, it's like situations that are purposely set up to where all too contrived. Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
It's like a rigged science experiment that it doesn't come to the conclusion that should naturally happen. The results are rigged.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To get the the outcome that they want or the response they want. Well, it doesn't sound like spending a couple of dollars for Apple
Not yet.
TV makes
Not yet.
a lot of sense. So.
Not yet. I mean, maybe they'll
But Disney
change.
Plus, I recommend. I'm enjoying it.
I like it.
I've not been having any issues. I heard some people were having issues, but I haven't really had any issues in terms of it locking up.
On launch day, it got slammed, and there were some issues, but not since then.
So I haven't experienced anything like that, and Prime always does good. I have no issues with Prime. I noticed, by the way, if on a streaming discussion here, my Roku might time out just a moment here and there, but it's not. It doesn't do it. It seldom does it. But on my my Ultra HD player that has streaming ability on it, it almost never does it. So sometimes your device can play a role in terms of what can be buffered. I think
I'm sure there's some processing.
Yeah, I think there's a better processor probably in that Ultra HD unit versus the little smaller Roku. But it's you could argue it's negligible. But for those that are really into it, there is a little bit better, faster, and better buffering going on my Ultra HD player. So you might look into that if you don't have one.
Science.
So there you go.
Getting into the technical stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. I have no idea. That's over my head. And speaking of things that are way over my head, did you?